Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a deep dive into something a little different.
Oh,
Yeah, a children's book. It's called Jack the Yak and His Four-Leaf Clover. And
interesting.
you might be thinking, what kind of deep insights can we really get from a kid's story? But trust me,
Yeah, I was thinking that.
there's often more to these tales than meets the eye.
I agree. Children's literature can be surprisingly insightful sometimes,
Right.
reflecting like universal truths and moral lessons in a way that's both accessible and engaging for everyone.
Yeah. And that's what we're going to be looking at today.
Exactly.
How this seemingly simple story uses like animal characters,
Right.
familiar scenarios to explore themes of friendship, lost community, and the joy of giving.
The joy of giving, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's set the scene.
Okay.
We meet Jack the Yak, who loves roaming the meadow,
Yeah.
munching on flowers, and just generally enjoying the yak life.
Living his best life.
Oh, and he has a particular fondness for four-leaf clovers.
Of course, who doesn't?
Right from the start, the author uses simple language and relatable activities
Yeah.
to create a character young readers can easily connect with.
Yeah,
This makes Jack's journey and the lessons he learns all the more impactful.
for sure.
So, one sunny day, Jack stumbles upon his absolute favorite treat,
Okay.
a beautiful four-leaf clover.
Nice.
Now, instead of immediately gobbling it up, he decides to save it for later.
Smart.
Yeah, he even tucks it below his left horn, thinking it's the perfect spot.
Oh, so this seemingly insignificant detail actually sets the stage for a classic storytelling technique.
Oh, really?
Yeah. By having Jack misplace his treasured clover,
Mm.
the author creates anticipation and cleverly foreshadows the conflict that's about to unfold.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
Exactly. Jack continues his day strolling, prancing, frolicking.
Wow, he's busy.
I know, and even sliding down a hill.
Fun.
The author really uses vivid verbs and imagery to paint a picture of pure yak joy.
I mean, it's almost like we can visualize him happily roaming through the meadow, completely unaware of the clover's impending disappearance.
Oh, yeah.
This builds a sense of dramatic irony,
Ooh.
as we, the readers, know something Jack doesn't.
Right.
Yeah.
And just when he decides it's finally time to enjoy his clover, he reaches for it and it's gone.
Oh, no.
Talk about a plot twist.
So what happens next?
Well, this is the turning point in the story
Okay.
where the conflict truly emerges.
Okay.
Jack's initial reaction is very relatable disappointment and a touch of disbelief.
I'd be disappointed too.
Right.
Yeah.
But at first he seems pretty nonchalant, thinking, no big deal, I'll just find another one.
That makes me wonder, is that a sign of Jack's naivete, or is it just his optimistic nature?
Yeah, that's a great question.
He sets off searching,
Yeah.
finding clovers galore, but none with the magic four leaves.
This could be interpreted in a couple of ways.
Oh, yeah.
On the one hand, it highlights Jack's initial lack of awareness about the rarity of four-leaf clovers.
He's about to learn a valuable lesson
Yeah.
about their significance.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it showcases his persistence and determination.
I see.
That's a great point.
Thanks.
It's interesting how even in children's literature, characters can be complex.
Yeah.
And it's up to the reader to decide how to interpret their actions
Right.
and motivations.
Yeah.
But before Jack can delve too deeply into the clover conundrum, a wise groundhog pops up and asks him what he's looking for.
Ooh, a new character.
Yes, this marks the introduction of a new character who will play a pivotal role in Jack's journey.
Okay.
Notice how the groundhog is introduced right at this crucial moment when Jack needs guidance and a fresh perspective.
It's like the author is strategically placing these characters to nudge Jack along
Right.
his path of self-discovery.
Yeah, so Jack explains his predicament, mentioning how he wanted to show the groundhog his clover.
Okay.
But she, having never seen one through all of her years.
Helps him understand just how rare his initial find was.
Oh, so this exchange is fascinating because it subtly shifts Jack's perspective.
Oh, how so?
Initially, he was simply focused on the clover as a treat.
Yeah, just a snack.
But now, through the groundhog's wisdom, he begins to understand the true value of what he had lost.
Wow.
It's a shift from simple desire to a deeper appreciation.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
And it seems like that realization is hitting him hard.
Ah,
He's no longer just disappointed, he's lamenting the loss of something truly special.
right.
This internal conflict is key to his character development.
Yeah,
It sets the stage for his transformation later in the story.
absolutely. And it's this internal conflict that adds depth to what could have been a simple, lighthearted tale.
Yeah.
We're seeing Jack wrestle with his emotions.
Right.
And that makes him a much more relatable
Uh-huh.
and compelling character,
Yeah.
even for adult readers.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Seeing Jack's distress, the groundhog ever, the resourceful friend comes up with a plan.
Okay, what is it?
She decides to call upon the entire meadow community to help find the lost Clover.
Wow.
Now, this isn't just a casual, hey, can you keep an eye out kind of situation.
No way.
No, we're talking a full-blown search party.
So this is where the story takes a heartwarming turn.
Oh, yeah.
The author uses this act of rallying the community to highlight the power of empathy and collective action.
That's a great point.
It's a beautiful example of friends coming together to support one another,
Yeah.
reminding us that we're not alone in our struggles.
Absolutely. And the author doesn't hold back on describing the sheer scale of this search effort.
Really?
We've got sparrows and chickadees searching from above, snakes scouring the rocks, turtles diligently checking the river.
Wow.
There's even a dedicated team of mice sniffing and scurrying around.
That's so cute.
It's a delightful image of everyone pitching in.
The author's use of such a diverse cast of characters adds vibrancy and visual appeal to the story,
Yeah.
but it also reinforces a powerful message.
What's that?
Help can come from the most unexpected sources,
Oh, I like that.
and everyone, no matter how big or small, has something valuable to offer.
That's a great message.
Yeah.
Especially for a children's book.
Right.
Yeah, it really highlights the idea that even the smallest creatures can play a vital role in a community, right?
Exactly, like we often overlook mice.
Totally.
But here they are, contributing just as much as the bigger animals.
It's a subtle but powerful message.
Yeah.
About inclusivity and the importance of valuing everyone's contribution.
Yeah, it really is. The author could have easily just had the bigger animals find the clover.
Right.
But by including the mice, they're making a statement about the interconnectedness of all beings in this meadow community.
And after all that searching, after all that anticipation, they finally locate the clover.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is where the story takes another unexpected turn. It's not tucked under a rock or hidden in a tree.
Where is it?
They find it with a tiny tree frog who had been using it as a blanket.
Oh,
I know, right?
that's so cute.
This discovery adds a whole new layer of complexity to the story.
Oh, really?
It's not a simple case of lost and found.
Right.
Now there's this innocent little frog who clearly benefited from the clover's unique properties.
I see.
It forces us to consider the idea that sometimes what we lose can bring unexpected joy to others.
That's a good point.
It challenges our assumptions, right?
Absolutely.
We're so quick to assume the worst, that someone took it, that it's gone forever.
Yeah.
But here, the clover brought comfort and a good night's sleep to this tiny frog. It makes you wonder if sometimes losing something can actually be a good thing.
That's a fascinating perspective.
And it ties into one of the major themes of the story.
Oh, yeah.
The idea that there's often more to a situation than meets the eye.
Okay.
Things aren't always black and white, and sometimes loss can lead to unexpected gains.
So what happens to the frog?
So the little frog wakes up startled by all the commotion.
Yeah.
Now, if this were a different kind of story, the frog might be greedy and refuse to give up the clover.
Right.
But that's not what happens here.
It's not.
Instead, the frog is immediately apologetic.
Well, it's this.
The author uses this moment to further develop the character of the frog.
I see.
We learn that it's not a villain, but rather a kind and honest creature.
Okay.
It was simply enjoying the clover's comfort,
Right.
unaware of its significance to Jack.
Okay.
The frog even jumps up to return the clover,
Oh, wow.
explaining how much it enjoyed napping with the soft and exceptional clover.
So sweet.
This shows a generosity of spirit, a willingness to part with something it clearly valued.
It's a beautiful illustration of empathy and understanding.
Yeah.
The frog, despite its fondness for the clover, recognizes that it rightfully belongs to Jack.
Right.
It raises the question, what would we do in a similar situation?
That's a good question.
Would we be so quick to give up something that brought us comfort?
That's something for our listeners to ponder.
Yeah.
But here's where Jack the Yak and his four-leaf clover takes its most significant turn. A turn that reveals the depth of Jack's character transformation.
Okay.
He sees the frog's genuine regret. He realizes how much the clover meant to the little creature, and he makes a decision that might surprise some readers.
What's that?
He tells the frog to keep the clover.
Wow, really?
This is the climax of the story, the moment where Jack's initial desire for the clover is completely eclipsed by something far greater,
What's that?
the happiness of another being.
Wow.
It's a powerful example of how even simple children's stories can explore complex themes,
Yeah.
like selflessness and the true meaning of generosity.
It really makes you think about what's truly important.
I know, right? At the beginning of the story, Jack was so focused on having that clover for himself.
Yeah. Just wanted a snack.
But after experiencing its loss, witnessing the incredible efforts of his friends, and then seeing the genuine joy it brought to the frog, his perspective completely shifts.
It's almost as if the author is suggesting that sometimes we need to lose something in order to truly appreciate its value.
Yeah.
Jack's journey, though, presented through a simple narrative, is a beautiful illustration of how loss can lead to growth and a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us.
And that brings us to the heartwarming conclusion of the story.
Yeah.
A joyous celebration in the meadow.
They're celebrating.
Everyone's dancing and singing, reveling in the shared happiness and the feeling of community.
That's so nice.
It's a reminder that acts of kindness, no matter how small, can have a ripple effect.
Yeah.
Creating a more joyful and connected world.
This final scene is crucial because it emphasizes the positive consequences of Jack's selfless act.
Right.
His decision to prioritize the frog's happiness created a sense of unity and joy that spread throughout the entire meadow.
I like that.
It's a powerful message of the transformative power of generosity.
The story started with a simple desire for a four-leaf clover, but it ends with a celebration of friendship community and the realization that true happiness comes from giving rather than receiving.
That's beautiful.
And it all unfolded because Jack was willing to let go of something he thought he wanted.
The author masterfully uses Jack the Yak and his four-leaf clover to show us that sometimes the greatest gifts come from letting go.
Yeah.
It's a lesson that's relevant not just for children,
Right.
but for all of us.
It encourages us to look beyond our own desires and consider the needs of others, reminding us that true fulfillment often lies in acts of kindness and selflessness.
Wow.
It's amazing how this seemingly simple children's book has sparked such a thought-provoking conversation.
Yeah, it really has.
We've talked about Jack's transformation, the power of community, and the unexpected joy that can come from letting go. But there's one more aspect I'd love to explore before we wrap up.
Okay.
The significance of seemingly small actions.
That's a crucial element.
Right.
It's easy to get caught up in the grand gestures.
Totally.
But Jack the Yak reminds us that even the smallest acts of kindness can have a ripple effect.
Think about it. If the groundhog hadn't taken the time to simply ask Jack what he was searching for,
Right.
the whole chain of events might never have unfolded.
It's true. Her simple act of concern sparked a collective effort that ultimately brought joy to the entire meadow.
And it's not just the groundhog.
Yeah.
If those tiny mice hadn't been so persistent, so dedicated to their task,
Yeah.
who knows if the clover would have ever been found?
Their contribution, though seemingly small, was absolutely essential to the story's resolution.
It makes me wonder, how often do we underestimate the power of our own small actions?
I think it happens all the time.
Right.
We get caught up in thinking that we need to do something grand or extraordinary to make a difference.
Yeah.
But this story reminds us that every act of kindness, every gesture of support, no matter how small, can have a positive impact.
It's like that saying, be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle.
That's a good one.
We might never know the full extent of our actions, but even a simple smile or a listening ear can brighten someone's day.
Absolutely. Jack the Yak and his four-leaf clover is a beautiful reminder that we're all interconnected. And our actions, whether big or small, can create a ripple effect that extends far beyond ourselves.
So as we reach the end of our deep dive into this surprisingly insightful story, what are some key takeaways for our listeners?
Well, first and foremost, I think it's a reminder to be more mindful of our actions. We have the power to create a kinder, more compassionate world, one small act at a time.
I like that.
Whether it's helping a friend, volunteering in our community, or simply offering a word of encouragement, we can all make a difference.
And I love how the story encourages us to look beyond our own desires and consider the needs of others. Jack's transformation from wanting the clover for himself to letting the frog keep it is a powerful example of selflessness and true generosity.
It's a lesson that's particularly relevant in today's world, where it's easy to get caught up in our own wants and needs. Jack the Yak reminds us that true happiness often comes from giving rather than receiving.
And let's not forget the power of community. Seeing how the entire meadow came together to help Jack find his clover was incredibly heartwarming.
It really was.
It highlights the strength and support we can find in each other when we face challenges.
It's a reminder that we don't have to go through life alone. We all need help sometimes, and we all have something to offer. By working together, supporting each other, and celebrating our differences, we can create something truly special.
So I think it's safe to say that our deep dive into Jack the Yak and his four-leaf clover has been a resounding success.
It really has.
Who knew a children's book could be so thought-provoking and insightful?
It's a testament to the enduring power of storytelling and the universal truths that can be found in even the simplest of tales.
And remember, as Jack discovered, sometimes the greatest gifts come from letting go.
That's beautiful.
So go out there, spread some kindness, and maybe, just maybe, you'll find your own four-leaf clover along the way.
Yep.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep those aha moments coming.